changed, and you don't have to give out all the secrets, but, how do you prevent from not going under, but not having fans in the stands, but still letting these other teams be able to race?
Well, I mean, you just got to put this show together and work with the people that you're doing, and at the very worst, I mean, sometimes you may have to modify a person to tell your drivers, look, this is the best we can do under the circumstances we got. And I mean, I think everything, if it goes right, should be fine. But I think to open the door to get us back racing, we just had to sometimes bite the bullet and try to do the best we can before we got to work with it.
For sure, definitely. Hey, listen, it's been a great time. Thank you for joining us here for the last 10 minutes or so talking about Orange County Speedway. Terry, in closing, again, talk about everything running this Saturday and all the social media and website information.
Okay, we're running the Carolina Pro Late Models. This is sort of their second event for a new series. Looks like they got about 18 to 20 cars, looks like, from everything we're doing. Then we're going to run our pure stock lot for Outlaw Youth cars and our Charger class, which is sort of an economic class we did a couple of years ago that's really growing. And I think it's going to be a good deal.
And Caden Quapple, Travis Quapple's son, is coming off of that big win at Dillon Motor Speedway with the debut of the Carolina Pro Late Model Series. So all those guys will be down in action at Orange County Speedway, America's 3/8 mile action track for sure. OCStrack.com, 336-364-1222 for all information. And Terry, always great catching up with you, bud. Hopefully I can see you at a race time this year.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
No problem, buddy. That is Terry Deal. And Dennis, again, you got one track with Bob Lowery, Carteret County. They're going to have limited fan base. Then you got a track like Orange County that has not been able to race since February. Actually, they ain't even been able to run any this year, with the exception of a practice session. And finally racing, but no fans in the stands.
It is crazy what we're seeing going on. And, my heart goes out to all these promoters, because on a normal season, when all they have to worry about is the weather, they still go through a case or two of antacids a week. And with all of the other stuff that is going on in the world today, all the uncertainty of what's going to happen tomorrow for them, to even be able to get out of bed and to put on a show this weekend, man, my hat's off to these guys, because they're doing what they love to do. Yes. Well, doing it under circumstances that nobody should ever have to deal with.
We got to go to commercial break. Ryan Milliton is next, but we heard what Bob Lowery said. He didn't really poke the bear, so to speak, but he's like, let the other guys do what they're doing. Bring them in the short track world. Bring them over here. Bring them over here. So with everything that's going on with the higher ups, so to speak, NASCAR, they're encouraging, because they think there's going to be a resurgence and a growing community in the world of short track racing, which I believe, Dennis, we've already seen that. And I've been back on the road since a 50-day hiatus since May, and I've announced a lot of races where there weren't any fans in the stands until this past Saturday at Ace Speedway, where I covered the event where Ryan Milliton's joining us next, and there were fans there. It's abnormal. It's different. But one of the things that I can tell you is, since they've allowed fans to look at what's happened with Ace Speedway, look at what's happened with other racetracks. I think of other tracks across the country that have finally started letting fans come, and there's not being bad crowds, Dennis Michelsen, whether you want to say it's the economy, whether you want to say that we're in a turmoil with unemployment, blah, blah, blah. People don't have money. They're getting their asses to the racetrack, and they're packing them out when they're allowed to come back.
Race fans are very resilient, and we're seeing that, and we're seeing them want to put short track racing first again. We were seeing this before everything is going on, because quite frankly, the product that NASCAR has been putting on the track the last few years has not been as great as the glory years from 15 or so years ago.
Yeah.
So I think we're already starting to see a resurgence, but I think we're going to see it even more right now.
We've talked racing, about tracks reopening at Carteret County and Orange County Speedway, so many other events going on as well. We do mention the Cars Tour, and we're going to mention their events coming up at Hickory Motor Speedway. It was announced at about 3 o'clock this morning. Yes, 3 a.m., Cars Tour, put a post. No fans allowed. So you can only watch it on CarsTour.tv or PitRoad.tv for the coverage of the Cars Tour from Hickory Motor Speedway, the birthplace of NASCAR stars. This driver picked up the big win after a 3-month hiatus for the Cars Tour at Ace Speedway in the race at Ace last Saturday, and the biggest win of his career. We're going to go to Statesville, North Carolina in just a moment through the phone line and be joined by Ryan Millington next on Full Throttle, part of CRN Podcast. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.
Some energy drinks want to scare you. Some even want to bully you around. And the others, they're just blowing smoke. Packed with vitamins B3, B5, B6, and B12, the new HiQ energy drink comes available in 4 exciting flavors. Skyberry Fusion, Apple, Coconut Fruit Punch, and Lemon Lime. Natural caffeine, no preservatives, no crash, no bull. HiQ energy drink. Wings are for birds.
Unforgettables. Nice. This show is sponsored by Unforgettables. Unforgettables creates detailed hand-painted baseballs for every baseball fan. Check them out at unforgettables.com.
Hey, this is Trace Nye with CRN. Hey, I wanted to give you an update about Unforgettables.com. Again, that's Unforgettables.com. They are offering a special Father's Day weekend special. If you go to their website at Unforgettables.com, type in the code CRN20. Again, that's CRN20. With that code, you'll receive a 10% off your entire order. Again, CRN20. All you got to do is go to Unforgettables.com. They specialize in hand-painted baseballs and baseball gifts. So once again, head over to Unforgettables.com. For Father's Day, type in CRN20, and you'll receive 10% off your entire order. Again, that's Unforgettables.com.
Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
This is CRN, the Community Radio Network, the voice of the community, the voice of anything sports, and proud to be the voice of the Comets. Follow us at crnsports.org. Now let's get back to the broadcast coverage on CRN.
Primetime Full Throttle rolls along on this Thursday night, June 11th, 2020. CRN's podcast series. I'm Wesley Outland. Dennis Michelsen joining us. We've had some great interviews with track promoters like, of course, Terry Dill at Orange County Speedway and Carteret County Speedway's Bob Lowery. But now we're going to talk to driver, the number 15 out of Statesville, North Carolina. The biggest win of his racing career came in the Cars Tour race at Ace 125. After being a runner-up last year, he won this year. What a phenomenal, hellacious battle with the checkered flag. 0.040 thousandths of a second to the finish line over Lane Riggs, Jared Fryer, Nolan Pope. What a show. Ryan Millington, does it still feel as sweet as it was 5 days ago when you took that checkered flag? And welcome to Full Throttle.
Oh, absolutely. It still feels great, and thanks for having me.
A big, big win for you. I love Dennis Michelsen. I love the underdog story. Underdog story, and damn it, I feel so bad for you, Ryan, because I feel like your race win. And here's the thing: I was at a pass because it was like, all right, did me and Dennis poke the bear more between Josh Berry and Bobby McCarty and what happened with them? No, they've already got enough. And the story's already done. One race suspension, Josh Berry, what have you. They go to the next one. But I love the underdog story, Dennis, like I know that you do. And I feel like his win got overshadowed because of what happened with Josh Berry and Bobby McCarty. But I don't think Ryan cares because he got $6,000 out of the deal and is the biggest win of his career.
Yeah, I don't think, Ryan, you don't mind, do you? You're like, hey man, give me the checker flag and the check, man. I'll take that anytime.
Oh, absolutely. Last year at the Rodney Cook Classic, me and Bobby got into it, and I managed to lose that race because me and him got in an incident there. So, just for stuff to go down exactly how it did, it was honestly, it was sweet for a lot of different reasons. It was kind of payback in my mind a little bit. Kind of was like, now you know how it feels to get one taken from you when you're that close to winning. So it was just one of them things where, we were there at the end and we had a really good car. We caught up to McCarty, and them last 7-8 laps, our car just started to fall off. I got a little tight, and I was comfortable finishing second. 2 runner-up finishes in a row there, 2 years in a row is just that's really good for the competition, and I was going to be happy with the second place again, absolutely. But to come out with the win, man, I couldn't be more happy.
I know that Ace Speedway is your home track. And of course, you've heard what's happened. What's your thoughts of that after coming off of that big special monumental moment with the fans last Saturday?
Oh man, it was awesome. I knew we had a really good car all night, and just to be able to capitalize at the end after, early on in the race, about I'd say 30 laps in, I was running second comfortably, and I knew we had a good piece. I started to lose brakes a little bit, so I just kind of fell back to 4th to 6th and just kind of rode there to save it for the end. And heck, about lap 90, I decided to start going again, and was able to get up into second, get around lane about lap 100, and then was able to catch up to McCarty. But, kind of once I caught up to him, I kind of burnt my stuff up. So we were just going to settle for a second at that point.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Ryan, there's the old saying in racing, whether it's horse racing or auto racing, there's the old horses for courses thing. How much of this was being the horse for the course there at Ace? Could you be competitive week in, week out if you guys had the budget to go and get on the road and be able to afford to tour with this series full time? Could you be the champion?
I think that's the plan, ain't it? You're at Hickory this weekend, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna kind of play it by ear. I feel like we've been able to bounce around to quite a few tracks, and I mean, we obviously haven't had the fastest car. We don't run at these places enough. We don't travel enough. Just don't quite have the budget for that. But if we can go and run top 5 again this weekend, I'll be tickled. And I really feel like we can. We've put in a lot of work this week, just making sure the car's good, working on a few things just off what we learned last week, and I think we'll have a really good shot at a good top 5 run this week again.
That's got to make you feel good, though, Ryan. I mean, knowing that you're able to beat fenders with Lane Riggs, Scott Riggs' son, in that brand new 5-star bodies car. And I mean this with no disrespect. You've got a older model, late model, and you're on a shoestring budget. And then you're able to beat fenders with Lane Riggs and Jared Fryer, who's a top ace in super late model racing, now getting ready to cut his teeth in the world of late model stocks, and the win. What's going through your mind off of turn 4 when you guys were beating fenders? And did you realize how close it was at the start-finish line when you won?
Oh, I knew exactly how close it was. It was one of those things, where honestly, if Lane didn't run me up the track like he did, he probably would have got the win. But, he was running me up the track, and I was able to get that run off of turn 4. And, probably about the time we got to the wall, the motor we kept pulling, and we just barely got it. So that was a really fun race. And, man, Lane raced me clean. I really appreciate that, for sure. Me and him have raced hard at Ace the last couple of years for a couple different races, and we've raced really good together, and he's beat me a few times. I've beat him, so I knew it was going to come down to me and him right there at the end, especially with him starting in third on that last restart.
Go ahead, Dennis. We're like talking on top of each other, buddy. My apologies.
No, that's all right, man. That's quite all right. It's your show, man. You got the right of way. Brian, I look at the car store, and I look at the depth of talent, and it's just incredible. I mean, I see owner names, like Lee Pulliam, and, you see JR Motorsports with cars there, and, Lee Falk, and you got Gilliland, you got, all of these great cars with these, let's be honest, bigger budgets. And you go out and kick their butts, young man. That had to feel good. Not just getting the win, but getting the win against what I say is every time the Cars Tour shows up, that is a great stout field. That had to feel good.
Oh, it absolutely did. And, last year we only ran 2 Cars Tour races. The first one was at Ace, and